I just love Latinas, Nintoonist.
When I shot up that school, I only spared the Latinas.
They know how to get it down.
They were confused at first.
Oh, fuck.
But then it all fell into the greater plan.
Oh, that last one got me. God damn it. Fuck you, Dennis.
Oh my god.
Latinas are the only ones fit for the ultimate life form.
I mean, who says that, who says that school shooters can't grow up to be anything? You could just be a gun soldier, they love killing kids. It's great. Fucking A. Alright, welcome to the Double D experience. I'm Nintoonist, y'all know me as David. Dennis needs no introduction. We have our senior, expert correspondent on pretty much everything whenever we choose to have him on in, Evan. In negative Daniel out here.
Hello.
He's the Daily Show when they call out like their senior Muppet correspondent and they just put like a fucking sock puppet above the podium. That's him. That's Evan. And
Yeah,
also What?
I got a stick right up my ass. That's what's happening right now.
Yes, we're gonna loosen that for you, big dog. Don't worry. I got you, baby. You know I always got you, Evan. And for the first time ever, we have a guest joining the podcast for 2 weeks in a row. From last week, Nasby T.O. and Street Fighter 6 sex bomb extraordinaire, ChargeinChuck.
Whoa.
He
Hello
hates
there.
children.
My name is ChargeinChuck, and I am here to fuck your wife.
If he's a cuck, if you're a cuck, you're not.
Bonus points if she's a Latina.
I really don't care about the logistics, okay? I'll make it happen one way or another. I'll be there. And then I'll go there.
A real 2019 guy. I like it.
And I'm gonna goon all over her.
I need your Snapchat.
Everyone shut the fuck up, please.
I need your Snapchat, baby.
Oh my god, this is a fucking mistake. Alright, so
Send me your ASL, baby.
we were gonna there's some movies
Tell
that
me your
came out
dimensions.
that we watched. And then movies that didn't come out that were announced that we watched. I think what we originally said we were going to do was that we were going to talk about Deadpool first. If anybody's still down to do that, but y'all are all just doing your best shadow voices right now. So truthfully...
Let's talk about Deadpool 3.
Yeah. Let's do it. And Chuck, let's start with you on this wannabe-ass, shitty-ass movie roundtable, alright? For the reasons that we already know. I mean, honestly, what are your initial thoughts on that movie? Because honestly, a lot of people are saying it's... I don't know, didn't it already make like over $1 billion?
It made $1 billion.
Already made over
$1
$1 billion.
Yeah.
And I believe it was like a week and a half.
Yeah. Some people are calling it the resurgence of Marvel that we all expected it to be.
That no was so quick.
It's Marvel. Deadpool's gonna be the only banger. Just like in the movie, you joined at a low point, Wolverine.
He wasn't wrong. He was not wrong when he said that. At least they're self-aware enough to do that, which is, this is like the first time that, like, Marvel... And another reason people really like it is that, it's lines like that of him breaking the fourth wall that goes to show they're actually willing to make fun of themselves. And showing a little bit of that humility as well as self-awareness is something that the common layman really likes to see in these features. Because they did join at a low... He did join at a low point.
Oh,
because, like, people were so sick of Marvel movies. I stopped caring about Marvel movies, like, after Civil War. And Deadpool still... The Deadpool and Wolverine still got me to go back and love this movie as even more than I thought I would when I saw it with my family. So, truthfully, he was very much right when he said that. But, Chuck, you think it's all downhill from there?
Yes, because Deadpool is Marvel Jesus and Ryan Reynolds won't be doing Deadpool 4. No, okay. I mean, think about our lineup that we have. We got New Blade. Could be interesting. I forget the rest from there, but think about it. Are there actual, like, big titles people are going to go for? Like, what big titles are actually up next that's going to actually draw hype down the road?
I mean, if they slip, like, enough drugs in the water supply, I think there'll be enough people who will unironically want to see a fucking Gambit movie. There might be enough people.
We'll get
myself here.
My name is Jeff. Died in 2010. Ooh, I'm about to make a name for myself. Came back.
The whole reason he was in that movie is because he actually was supposed to have one.
He had the same story like Ryan Reynolds. He'd been trying for so many years to get a Gambit thing going, but it just never worked out. But finally got a cameo in 3.
I hope Channing Tatum gets it though. All jokes aside, I hope he actually gets it. Like,
You hope he makes a
He
name for
seemed
himself
to really
here today?
I hope he
about
makes
the
a name for himself in
And
Disney.
He
doesn't-
seemed to
And
care
he's a
about
different voice
Gambit
coach.
for real.
I mean, honestly, like it's the kind of thing where if they tried, it would be like a little bit like fucking Morbius. Where it'd be like, oh really, y'all did this? Like y'all really did this? But then enough people would see it as a joke.
Real line from Morbius. Please leave the sciencey stuff and spicy Cheetos.
Real quick,
Yeah,
Sony.
Go ahead, Evan.
What is with Sony and making like the worst Marvel movies ever known to man?
I mean, it's
Like-
just them trying to capitalize off the hype themselves. Y'all remember? I mean, I mentioned Civil War. Like, I mean, y'all remember like the whole like fucking. Like the whole like film rights thing to even like get Tom Holland Spider-Man to even exist.
The
They're
borrow.
just clutching so fucking hard. Because I'll tell you one thing. I mean, if you all want to laugh for a second, I did in fact see what was the Dakota Johnson movie? Madam Web. I actually
Madame
went to see it.
Web.
The shit one. Yeah.
That movie
Madame
was-
Web.
The not
Madame
evil
Web.
Spider-Man.
Look, I like Dakota Johnson as a person, but she's legitimately such a shit fucking actress. She is not good. She is really not good.
Didn't she blame the audience for the terrible score?
Yeah.
No,
I think
wasn't it?
so.
I thought it was like the producers that blamed the audience for the
Oh
terrible
no, it was
score.
the producer. I think it was the
Oh.
producer.
No, she was the one who was like subtly slipping in every interview, like high key. I don't believe in this film.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
Super
she was
honest.
already checked out
No,
by
no,
the
no,
time this movie was coming out.
Johnson is based. Like, I actually like her, like, by the shit she says, but, like, she is just a fucking dog-ass actress, like, more than Snoopy's back porch.
You know, the thing is though, we say that a lot for a couple of people like that we've seen like in Hollywood, but I always kind of feel it's like they're just I feel as if it's really just one good director away for them to actually like really kind of shine. I don't think she's the worst Dakota Johnson. I just think she's been in a lot of terrible movies.
I mean, there's
I don't know
always-
what it is. Like she's just always in terrible shit.
Well,
People say the same
with
thing about Kirsten Bell until she played not Kirsten Bell. What was the girl
Kirsten.
from
Kirsten
Stewart.
Dunst.
Stewart. No, Stewart.
Oh.
Thank you, Kirsten Stewart.
Kirsten
Because of Twilight.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
she starred in that movie where she played the Queen or some shit, and everybody said she was phenomenal in that.
It was
Yeah,
exactly the
so-
same thing with fucking Robert Patterson. What the fuck's his name?
Robert
Pattinson?
Pattinson in The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
His
His
They
name went
did
too.
the
I mean,
Lighthouse,
bro
yeah.
was Bruce Wayne. He was Batman.
Yeah.
And I heard he was actually
he-
fucking fantastic in that movie too. So
yeah,
He was
He's
all
great.
about the justice and
it goes
I'm
to
not
show.
named Batman.
vengeance.
I am vengeance. I have the best vengeance.
No one does vengeance like I do.
I
This
have
is
the
one
best vengeance.
voice acting teacher I've had who said there's no such thing as bad actors, there's only bad directors. And at first I was like, I don't know about that, Chief. But like the more I think about it and the more movies I see, I'm like, he's just fucking right. He was just
only
fucking
do-
right. Like
You can
straight
only
up,
do
'cause,
so
like,
much with like shit directing. Yeah.
Exactly. Like Twilight's just shit in general. Kind of. So they
There's
did the best
bad
they could sort of
actor.
do with that.
May I get 1 second?
No.
Okay.
All
Bye
right, anyway.
everyone, and then he just lost out.
No, go ahead, Chuck. Go ahead.
I mean, like you guys are saying, there could be bad actors or not. There could be bad or good voice actors, but end of the day, it's up for whoever the director is, a voice director, to go like, cut that out.
Oh yeah, there should
So it's
you
a
would think.
double-sided thing.
Yeah, I do agree too, because it's like you have people on that set or you have people in that booth, like all like giving direction, but it is like you just have no chance if your vocal coach or even your vocal like director just kind of tells you, yeah, that's good, and like that was like the worst take of all time.
Chris Pratt.
Or they go like, yeah, that's good, and it was the first take.
Yeah, it's just
I
like, oh yeah, it
love
was great.
lasagna.
It was great, Dakota. Yeah, let's just keep going. It's just one bad take after another, just getting
This
accepted
was
and just
the
getting greenlit.
worst slob I've ever had in my life. Hello, I'm Moist Critical. I'm here to present you the worst trash, dumpster fire, not even worth it in movie theater. I'm sad that I went to go see this bad movie.
I'll give you all a testament to that.
It's called Madam Web.
I mean, that was his Madam Web video, basically. I'll give you all a relevant example of that, as to what we'll be talking about in the second half of the episode. One shining example of that is Sonic Adventure. The voice actors were not directed for that project. At all, to my knowledge. I don't quote me on that, but that is what I've been told. That's what I've read online so far.
Negaman sounded like he came from the bathroom.
Yeah.
Of course, we get famous like, no way, I can't believe this.
Get a load of this.
Full power. Wait,
Even his
no, of
dialogue
cour's
sounds
no,
like he's
hang
taking a
on.
shit.
One of my favorite lines forever be, you don't have enough memory in the memory card.
I don't even remember that. Does he say that if like your fucking data is too full on
they
your
all
memory
had
card?
memory card lines in Sonic 2 if you didn't have
Did they
memory.
really?
You
I think
don't
so.
have enough memory.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
I like that.
I mean, I was just goated with the data storage, so I never heard that shit. But apparently, I was just not goated enough to.
Yo, can I just say how long it took for me to actually get a memory card for my GameCube? I'm actually kind of ashamed to say that I tried to blitz through a game so many times without saving, but it just would not fucking happen until finally, like, I tried so hard, man.
Luigi Mansion speedrun.
I did, yeah. I tried Luigi's Mansion. I even played Melee without a memory card. And the one time that I unlocked Marth, I was just like, okay, I'll just not turn off the game ever. And then I think my mom like came over and pressed it off, and I was like, no, my Marth.
Looks like you got to be in adventure mode with the original 14 characters again, boy.
And then you have to play.
I was gonna say, like, you basically treated your GameCube like it was a fucking arcade machine.
I really did.
I had my GameCube on for 12 hours so I could play Mewtwo.
Yeah, that's what you had to do back then. I remember.
You had to turn that shit on and just go to sleep.
Yeah. Technically, Game & Watch was the hardest character to unlock in that game, but the only reason he was the hardest character to get is because Mewtwo was the hardest character to get, and then once you had Mewtwo, it was easy. You just had to clear target test with all the characters. That's it.
And then we found out how fucking terrible Mewtwo actually is as a like mechanically wise.
Game & Watch too.
Floaty ass piece of shit.
Yeah. As far as Deadpool goes, though, honestly, like that, what it strikes me as more than anything else was just a love letter to millennials.
Yeah,
that's what my sister told me on the way in.
If it wasn't evident by the intro scene, like,
that's what I was going to bring up.
I have to ask you guys: is it good when Deadpool does it, or does She-Hulk just suck? We have to get into this debate. Is it good when Deadpool does it, or is She-Hulk just not thick
She-Hulk
enough?
Just sucks.
Oh lordy, you trying to figure out if we hate women today?
If I want to answer this like analytically, I think likability is such a fucking big thing for shit like this. Because if I see any unlikable person do anything, it just instantly makes me want to wring their neck. And like, does them even breathing wrong is enough for me to get pissed off and just be annoyed. But then for Deadpool's case, you know, and we've already been through 2 movies with him. I never watched the second one, unfortunately, but I heard it wasn't that bad. But in the case, so 3. Okay, so I haven't watched the other 2, but I always just found that he is just that one character where, like, you know, he just kind of does it all in a sort of way. Like, as a character, he breaks the fourth wall. He clearly just, like, is his own sort of persona, like, in that whole universe. He's not, like, you know, what he calls himself like a traditional hero. Even though it's kind of odd that in this movie he tries to kind of prove to himself and even others that he is, like, a I guess a bit of a traditional hero. Like, he does his very best to, like, you know, obviously save the world because of one reason. He wants to save his friends. But, you know, then we move on to She-Hulk. Like, I think motivations are, like, a big factor. And right from the get-go, they never made or did anything to make me like She-Hulk. Like, right off the bat, like, nothing she did made me ever go like, wow, that kind of resonates with me. Like, everything she said or did was so unspeakably unlikable that I watched one episode And that was enough for me. And funny enough, like I watched one episode of Velma and I tried to watch the other the second episode. Me and David both just could not do it.
Yeah, we stopped after episode 2. Like, we really tried to give the benefit of the doubt to make an episode about it for the show, but like that show had its own slew of problems. Evan, are you raising your hand in class?
Well,
I see
no.
you raising your hand.
I mean, She-Hulk was so... Speaking of unlikable, like, just the way She-Hulk was, it was, like, at first, like, what you're saying, like, episode 1 was like, yeah, she's unlikable, but then in, like, a couple episodes later, I think when she actually gets her powers, I don't actually remember, but she did something that was, like, it just, everything about it made zero sense.
She said because she dealt with men.
Yeah, because she was like, "Oh, I'm dealing with men," and she's basically down talking to Hulk, the literal character in the entire Marvel universe that has a canonical suicide attempt. And she's like, "No, my life is harder than yours." It's like, what the fuck?
Try being a woman.
Yeah, it's like, no, try being a woman. It was like, it's
argument.
Like, what?
Literally, that's what it was. She said, "I have to deal with catcalling and so much.
I have to kill with
I have to
catcalling.
mentally prepare myself just to get
Fuck
through
you
the
having to
day."
deal with you actually trying to commit suicide. I have to deal with
Sorry, I had to deal with your friends not existing for 5 years. That fucking sucks, bro.
Men never have unwanted sexual advances. We'll fuck anything. Yeah,
Look,
I don't know.
If you had a 9-10 foot green woman, would or not?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. All right.
I need to hear if y'all are based or not. I'm not going to say my taste though.
I'm not answering that question. Anyway,
Shut up, Nintoonist. I disrespect you now.
I
just tells me you don't want to admit it. So let's move on, gentlemen.
You think I'm gonna sit here and explain my lust for a fucking greener?
Yes. I would.
A fucking greener, Dennis. Did you hear what this guy just said to me?
That's what you said.
You and I both know.
Yeah, that's what you said. That's what you said.
You and I both know, Dennis. Alright?
Look, man, it's okay to say if you just hate green.
So basically, guys, we're just reiterating it that David is a huge racist to people who don't exist. But
hell yeah. Because it's okay to be racist towards them because they're not real.
Alright, let's talk about Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
Past the intro.
I don't know. Like, I fucking... As far as She-Hulk goes, it's just like, what was the audience? The whole thing about, like, trying to make her relatable, like, for twerking with, like, Megan Thee Stallion and stuff like that, that's so much more new age to the point where I feel like a lot of millennials aren't going to get that across, which is fine if that's the target audience you're going for, but, like, you're not going to get these people away from TikTok. I feel like Deadpool, like, it just reaches, like, a much more, like... I don't want to say niche, but, like, I guess more of, like, a relatable audience. Because, like, literally, I was pissing myself in, like, the first, like, couple minutes of the movie of him dancing to Bye Bye Bye. That was amazing.
That song. Amazing. I love that song so much. I was an NSYNC fan.
And I don't want to say it's just, like, a woman thing either, because, like, there's been a lot of, like, successfully led, like, women, like, superheroes that, have had that kind of success. I mean, like, WandaVision was very well received. But it's not, maybe, I get what you're saying, Chuck, like, as far as it being, like, funny, is it okay when She-Hulk does it or not? I don't know. I mean, like, the fact that Deadpool did it first, as far as, like, the mainstream Marvel shit went, I feel like that, like, sort of just led people to sort of stray towards him, and even if that wasn't the case, I don't know. It's just easier to make fun of Deadpool, because, like, there's just something,
because that's his whole intention. Like, that's the point of the character. Like,
yeah, and as far as, like, likability goes, it's like, it's not like the character never shows any vulnerability. It's like, we know he uses humor as, like, a coping mechanism, and there's somebody who wanted to break him in the first movie to do that. Whereas, it's not relatable or enjoyable to have a character blame all of their problems on everyone else, but then not learn from it. I've taken a lot of screenwriting classes, and the only fucking... The golden rule of any fucking, like, screenplay, any script, is that your protagonist has to change. They have to learn something, or they have to overcome something, or they have to overcome the bad guy, or overcome themselves. And I think a lot of people like to cast off to say, like, oh, it's like, people just aren't ready for funny women, or they just hate women, and that's why they don't think women are funny. It's not that. It's because Hollywood has no idea how to actually write strong women, Chuck. They don't know how to do that. Like, all they do is that they have them cast their problems off on everything else, give a woman all the qualities of a toxic man, and then mask that off as feminism to the radical side of things.
David, who is my go-to character of a good woman character?
I have no idea. You've never told me, Dennis. Explain it to me. Is it Mulan?
Yes, it is Mulan, the hero
about
of China.
Katara from Avatar. Toph.
Or Katara as well. Yeah.
Katara's a great example.
Katara Toph.
I want to say Reagan from Inside Job. I could argue that she is too. She's supposed to be a very unlikable character at first, and then like you watch how she grows and changes and whatnot, but she's still herself. And it's not that people like don't like women characters, it's that we hate watching any character that doesn't change, because then we as the audience feel insulted. And unfortunately, the stigma with like nowadays when it comes to Hollywood when writing strong women is that they have no fucking idea how to do it. I've had female screenwriters that I've talked to, or women screenwriters. I hate using the word female. It makes me sound like an incel. I've had
Hang on,
female
I'll teach you
screenwriters.
the word to use.
What's the word I use?
Women.
Got it. Thanks, Chuck. I will use the word women. Women screenwriters agree
There
with me
you
on
go,
that
you're
they have no
learning.
idea how to do that. And instead they just cast them off with these unlikable traits and then call it feminism to try to pander to a niche audience.
And you know
That's
what?
all that's going down.
May I say one thing?
Absolutely.
I'm trying to be a struggling fantasy writer, so I'm gonna need lessons from you about women in Nintoonist.
I told you to ignore it, man.
You know what? No, that's literally this is a completely different side tangent.
What is
I
it
got-
that you have to do to make a woman suck the life out of your neck?
Be
Well, all you
6'5"
have to
with a voice lower than Poseidon's nutsack. That helps a lot.
Yeah,
And
But
a little
like, yeah.
alcohol goes a long way.
Yeah, it's exactly like an Nintoonist said. You gotta have characters learn to grow something, and that's not where she
That
goes.
is for sure.
Yeah.
You can have your own character, let's say, like, we throw every toxic trait to a woman, whatever, strong, whatever, but, like, if she don't learn to go anywhere from there, then you just have one angry dude who does not learn anything and just sucks. Cock, possibly.
I have a question for all of you guys. Was there ever a character that you saw in a book, TV, film, or game who was the most unlikable piece of shit ever? But as time went on, they actually changed, and then they actually became one of your favorite characters.
If I could very quickly answer mine, Jamie Tart in Ted Lasso. At the beginning of the show, he's like, it's that soccer drama with that soccer comedy drama with that drama.
Do you recommend it? I heard it's pretty good.
Show's fucking phenomenal. I love it so much. It's an amazing, amazing show. It's a character. His name's Jamie Tart. He's the star player of the team. Captain Douchebag. Literally goes to Met Galas wearing a fucking sports jacket without a shirt on. Like to show off his pecs,
okay.
like a genuine piece of shit. You find out he had an abusive father. He learns from his teammates to like humble himself later on, like through his experiences and whatnot, and he changes like vastly. So yes, he's like Captain Douchebag as the show starts out, like stereotypical, like fuck you, I'm so pretty, look at me, I'm the star player of the team, douche. And then he changes vastly, like insane redemption arc. So yeah, that's the first one that comes to mind for me. Anybody else?
I genuinely have no characters that I can think of that I've seen that like at least that I
erased him from my mind.
Well, it's not even that. There's only one character I can think of, and he doesn't even change throughout the game. I just learned to hate him, which was a handsome Jack from Borderlands 2. Like I love to hate that guy. Right. He's such an asshole. It's amazing. But as far as a character who was like an asshole at first and became better later, and because you learned something about him, not really. No.
I think mine, and it's not even like that he was an asshole for too long either, because it like the show got me really sympathetic for him like really early on, was Prince Zuko. And like his introduction in the show and everything, like, he's just like, we thought, okay, yeah, he's just gonna be like the antagonist of the show, like he's just always gonna be chasing the Avatar, and like, he's just, and he gets called out on it too. It's just like, why do you have to go and chase the Avatar? He's like the world's like only last hope left, and you just want to capture him for whatever X and Y reason. And
honor.
And then we find out that like, there's a really complicated reason as to like why he needs to get the Avatar, because if he doesn't, then the honor that he believed was taken away from him, he can get it back. But, obviously like we learn early on too, like as to why like Zuko is like so fixated on capturing Aang, and I almost, to a certain extent, like, I love that episode, but, like, we never really got to hate Zuko too much because, like, they made us so, like, they made us sympathetic to him, like, so quickly. And like,
even
I
then,
almost
like, I
kind
thought he
of
was
wish,
just kind of like a brat. Like, I didn't even
yeah,
think
exactly,
because
because that's what everyone just thought. Like, oh, he's a spoiled prince. He just gets whatever he wants, and like he commands everybody. He bosses everybody around. He's rude to his uncle. Like, you know, everyone just kind of thinks, yeah, he's just off the bat like an asshole. Then we get that one scene in I think it was in the storm where Iroh retells everyone as to like why Zuko is the way he is, and like and it made me like just kind of be really sympathetic to him like right off the bat. And, you know, there's like a lot of times where we even see like all characters like as to why they're assholes. Like we kind of do find out one way or another or eventually that like why they are the way they are. And like there are times where like, you know, we've seen even unapologetic assholes where they're just like, that's just the way that guy is. And like, he's just not going to change. And there are times too when like we do see characters who are assholes, but like for some reason we just like them because like they're just so fucking cool. So there's always like that factor too.
Well, what does it all boil down to, Dennis?
Likability.
Fatherless behavior.
And fatherless
Ozai,
behavior.
Shit father. Jamie Tart. Shit father. You see what it just fucking goes down to? It's just fatherless behavior. Chuck, how about you?
Do you have a character that way?
I'm not sure how well this would count, but like Merle from the Walking Dead show, he starts off as a complete asshole. Still is an asshole, but you know, you get later on seasons, he does some stuff like that. He comes back for Daryl and stuff and whatnot. But some more examples for me, like there's one Owl House character. I don't know how many people watch Owl House or not.
I only know of it.
There's like I don't remember the guy's name on top of my head, but like kind of similar situation to Zuko. He starts off as a brat and everything. He's made out to be an enemy working under the main bad guy, but you learned out, hey, my uncle doesn't love me, and he's also trying to do all this evil crap. Please like me.
Please like me.
Please like me. I don't do that stuff.
Or who's the freaking cat girl from She-Ra? I don't remember her name.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember either. I did watch that entire show as well. So,
but you know, you get characters who start off with crappy points, but you know, eventually do something right.
Do you guys like characters where they start off good and they turn evil, or do you guys like characters who start off evil and then turn good?
It depends on how it's written, man.
So good to evil.
Yeah.
I think that is a lot more interesting to see too, honestly.
I mean, another little example, Endeavor from My Hero.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the thing is, like, when I was a kid, everybody who watched Star Wars was like, I really like Luke, and I was like, fuck that, I love Darth Vader. That shit's awesome.
Seeing like the fall of man, like, and just like, yeah. It is true. Because, like, I think for us, it's like...
It's inherently more, I feel, more interesting than evil to good. A good to evil, because you kind of see how they fell. Not that you agree with them, but you understand how they got there.
Yeah.
Like
and
all
it's
the
also
things that led them to there.
It's so interesting also, and, like, so entertaining to see a character who we thought, like, he is the hero, or, like, he is a hero, and just seeing them fall from grace and like actually becoming a villain is it's so weird because like I almost think like to a certain extent like both transformations are kind of like
they're on the same level in terms of
they're on the same level, but I don't know what it is, and like it kind of reminds me of that one scene with the Green Goblin, like with in the Tobey Maguire movie where it's like where he mentions like the one thing people love is seeing a hero like fail and like die trying, and then also Harvey Dent's quote of like, you either live what was it? You either
die a hero.
You die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And like, seeing like, I guess another character who we see like, well, he's more corrupted was like Harvey Dent, like throughout the Dark Knight. We know that he was called like Gotham's White Knight, and like he was the legal crusader, like blocking up all those bad guys and everything, but then we see him like literally get corrupted and become a villain by the end. And to a certain extent it was like seeing him turn because of the Joker, like, you know, for the most part. But like, you know, people then also argue a lot of times where, like, you know, sure, the guy is a hero, but it's like people then kind of argue sometimes where it's like, well, maybe he also always had that like side of him in there. It just was always
side,
like it just was always like kind of buried underneath like all of the good. But then the moment you kind of like scratch that all away and just kind of get them like, you know, to their basest form, like, because at that point, like, Harvey was just like, when he got half his face like you know, barbecued off, he just was like, you know, he was so at like 0.0 at that point, because like he just lost like everything, and everything just seemed meaningless too at that point as well, where it's
if
like,
I may,
yeah,
as far as answering your question about what you want to see more, I don't care about either good to evil or evil to good. It's another golden rule of screenwriting basically is beyond show don't tell. It's also being realistic doesn't matter. We didn't see Deadpool for realism, you know, like fucking Deadpool and Wolverine fucking stab the shit out of each other on like within every fucking second they're on screen and they regenerate. That's not realistic, but we like it anyway because of the characters and what they are, right? And like that's a cool, unique idea. A character, something doesn't have to be realistic, it has to be believable.
Yep.
And when it comes to story arcs or a change of a character, good to evil or evil to good, it being believable is what makes it hit. That's why you never see like the pure protagonist, the character you're following throughout the show. That's why it's very rare to see them ever become evil and stay evil throughout the rest of the movie or throughout the show. And when they do that, people are usually like, this movie fucking sucks. This doesn't make any sense. I thought we were following this character. This doesn't add up. Or if it's like a unique take on something that's different, like something very simple, like, oh, Injustice, where the Joker was just like, wait a minute. I've been spending all this time trying to just, like, make Batman evil. What if I made fucking Superman evil? That would be way better. So he kills Lois Lane and gets, then Superman kills him and makes him evil, and then you realize I caused way more harm by doing this than I ever did turning Bruce. So to answer your question, Dennis, it's about believability. It's about something being believable rather than something believable and relatable rather than it being, like, sort of, like, realistic. So I
wasn't going for realism in that.
Like, no. I'm just only the only reason I'm saying it like that. Yeah, the only reason I'm saying it like that is because I don't care about which one. Because you asked which one, good to evil or evil to good. I don't really care as long as it's just like, as long as it's written well.
Right. What was your favorite then? Seeing like a good to evil. Danny. Evil Danny?
No.
That was a pretty but that movie, like, I mean, I call it a movie. As a TV special, that hit like a lot of like story beats, like pretty quick in terms of that too.
It was pretty fun. You know what? Probably, yeah.
It's pretty goated that whole like evil Danny.
The more I think about it, I can't think of a better example off the top of my lungs. Chuck, you were trying to say something?
Oh yeah, I want to talk about my one of my favorite examples of a character. You know, you got your good character, but you know, they go into that one moment of anger or hatred or whatever, but they got to turn back. One of my favorite examples is one of my favorite games of all time, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Ooh. There is one scene in the game where the main character of the game, Ichiban, he loses his father figure. And, you know, he's been punching up dudes for 7 to 8 chapters, no problem. But, you know, now that he's pissed and lost his daddy, he's, like, actually getting close to, like, killing the enemies in that game. And everybody in his party's like, yo, calm the fuck down. And it literally takes Kiryu, the protagonist from who's been the protagonist for 6 games, to come in and say, cut your shit out. But you know, hey, main character loses their father figure, is actually getting close to killing on the enemies, but you know, it literally takes the toughest dude from Alaskan to be like,
who was like 50 years old now.
Yeah, stop that bitch. But that's one of my examples. Because if it wasn't for Kiryu, then Ichiban would straight up be killing people.
I like that shit, dude. I guess this one doesn't really count, Dennis, because he doesn't go all the way, and I'm gonna like it more as the redemption arc goes on and he learns to fight, I guess, some of his instincts. But I guess just Mark in Season 2 of Invincible.
Oh my god.
Where the season literally starts with, I'm not him. I'm not him! And then the season literally ends with, oh shit.
I am him.
Shit, I'm him. I'm really him. So I guess that counts, but nah, Danny's actually
dark.
really.
Can I say-
Danny's actually a really good one because combined with Vlad's negative energy and the fact that he lost literally everything in one giant fell swoop like that, just made it so he's just like, fuck it. I don't give a shit about anything, and I just caved in. And to see a character like him lose every bit of his humanity like that, I feel like, and I've been saying this about everything about Danny Phantom, if the show was just a fucking little bit edgier, if it was just TV-14, that shit would have been like, it would have been even better.
No, that show would have gone hard if it was
detail.
TV-14.
Season 4 of Danny Phantom, which it didn't happen, was supposed to have a lot more backstory about the ghosts. Specifically Ember.
Oh.
Sorry, they're not dead. They're, Christian show. except
They're ghouls
for
and
the
gas.
genie girl who is dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I still haven't read the graphic novel. I just finished the show again, so I'm gonna read and see like what they did about that.
I just love Butch going back. Oh, they're not dead. They're just from another dimension. Here's
No,
a genie
Harmon
girl
sucks.
that is
Harmon
straight
sucks.
up dead.
Literally, season 3 is the hardest drop off of that show, and it's because that's when Steve Marmel left the show, and all the writing just went to Butch. And Butch doesn't know
Not
how
a
to write a
good-
good story to save his life.
I was gonna ask you.
He doesn't. People like credit Butch Hartman for everything about Danny Phantom. No, it was very much Steve Marmel's baby. It was very much his baby. And not to say Hartman ruined everything about it, because he was very much important in the process, but So yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine, huh?
Yeah, we spent a good fucking minutes talking about that.
Going back to, I guess, Deadpool and Wolverine then. What I guess I want to ask then, what was your guys' favorite moment in the show? And I'll just start off with mine. The minivan.
Myself here today.
The minivan,
the car
rant- or-
scene, the
yeah,
car fight
scene.
was definitely it for me.
Hugh Jackman, holy fuck. This
What
is
do
the
you got to
reason why
say,
he is
mouth?
Wolverine.
He's him.
My
He
favorite
really
is
is
him.
Well, I mean, did you see those muscles?
I know. Like, bro got into shape so quick.
Got me a little wet, and the movies too.
the
I almost
Dis-
I almost
The
was
power
pulled
of
out. I was
Disney
almost
dollars.
pulled out of the theater when that scene happened, and I was
He was
about to
already
make
licking the screen.
I was about to make a name for myself, all for the wrong reasons, to get myself in charge.
Oh lordy, I'm about to come in my pants here today.
Oh lord,
My
I'm about to
favorite
change.
fact-
I'm about to change these black shorts to white.
My
up,
favorite
Evan?
thing that was said to me about that movie is like that was the best car commercial I ever saw in a movie.
The Honda Odyssey does fuck.
No, he was like, that was
It
the
does
best
fuck.
Honda Odyssey commercial of all time.
And the way he even rips into the Kia.
It's so
he knew-
genuine. It's so genuine.
He knew the front and back of both of those cars, and he just like rips it a new asshole. And I bet like it's so funny. Like the Kia marketing guys are just like, "Hey, what the fuck? It's not that bad. Like, it's not that worse than the Honda Odyssey."
And then there's this one guy in the back just going, "Yeah, it's that bad, guys."
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. It's
All
pretty
right, then Goonis, what was your favorite little moment or joke?
Honestly, I had a very good time just sitting with my sis.
That was my favorite.
I had a very good, I guess, like, really in the beginning, like, when he's dancing to Bye Bye Bye, like, that just let me know, that really set the tone for the movie better than anything.
Yep.
It made me feel like this movie is for me. You know? Not just for me, obviously. It's like, when I say me, I mean, like, my
Fucking
generation.
K-pop fans.
Yeah, because, like,
Imagine he was dancing to BTS. That would have just been like, oh boy.
yeah, people wouldn't have liked that nearly as much.
Nope.
Yeah.
Exactly. It just hit different. It, like, brought old shit back. You know
And it
what
was-
I mean? So,
And the
Fucking
NSYNC thing was
Blade.
the NSYNC thing was a callback to the first movie, I think. Deadpool 1. It was either Deadpool 1 or 2, I can't remember. Because he was just he was saying like something like, yeah, we should have gotten NSYNC.
and it, as far as writing goes, it sets the tone really, really well. Because the question that was on everybody's minds, even from the promos, because people didn't understand, like, oh, how are they bringing Wolverine back? Logan died. And so the fact that they literally chose to address that immediately, like, that's another rule of writing. You want to establish the basis for your films as early as you can, if you can, especially based on the expectations of the film. So that was one of the biggest ones. Like, literally the promos, when, like, the movie was announced, were Hugh Jackman and fucking Ryan Reynolds sitting with each other, getting real into it with each other, explaining the fucking lore of the movie, but then the the people who made the
Jitterbug comes
trailer
up.
the people who made the trailer just censor everything,
With
like so they don't
Jitterbug,
spoil
yeah.
nothing. So the fact that they chose to open the movie not just like that, but also with him literally desecrating Logan's fucking grave,
Best thing ever.
that was like the chef's kiss of irony of that. That was definitely among my favorite parts of the film, and really just probably the minivan scene too. The minivan scene was just too much fucking fun. Like, the scene where they fight each other, and he goes off on that giant ass rant, like, and it's such a tragedy, and the great cosmic scheme of things that people like you can't fucking die, like just let it lays into him.
Yeah.
I'm
And-
nearly 200 years old, and I've never seen a more sadder, more desperate,
Yeah.
whatever
Oh
like
my God.
you.
I've never seen like a character be more expressive when you never see their fucking face or rarely see their face than Deadpool.
I'm gonna
Like that
That's
silence
CGI?
said everything.
Yeah.
It's not even just
And-
CGI,
and-
but
I
it's
know,
also in
I
his
the
eyes.
sad.
I know, yeah.
I'm gonna fight you now.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that was so good. Yeah, I'm
Like
gonna
that's
fight
called
you
a
now.
beat. Like that's just
Yeah.
a solid beat right there, where he was just dead silent, looking into his face for a second, and then just silently said that line in like the
Yeah.
most beautiful way he could have, like or just like textbook way he could have. That was perfect. So I have to say those would probably be my favorite. And I gotta say one thing as well. Another part that comes to me, and I'll promise I'll shut up. It was actually spoiled for me before I saw the movie
No.
that
Iron Man dies.
flaming that got spoiled for me way early on. Way early on. They had fucked me up. Like it totally ruined my Deadpool Wolverine experience. Thank you, Chuck. I guess for me, I was actually spoiled for me, I think on Twitter briefly, that the flaming torch was in the movie. But here's the thing that's funny about it. I thought it was the new flaming torch. Like for the upcoming
Mr.
movie.
Evans came
So when Chris Evans
back.
popped out, I was confused for a second, and then I was like, oh.
My stepdad died out laughing. Just a little side tangent. My stepdad took me to see the movie twice because he was laughing so hard he couldn't remember anything that actually happened in the movie.
That's relatable. That's
But he was
relatable.
like, he's been quoting it ever since then. Oh, he's gonna say the line.
Avengers assemble!
Flame on!
Flame on!
What? We don't know that guy.
I just,
Like,
I also
ugh.
really like that Chris Evans.
deep lore.
The whole end credits thing was just to see Chris Evans like actually just go off so fucking hard.
And what I heard is that, they're saying like, hey, do you need cards or something? He's like, no, I never get to say shit like this.
I never get to see.
I'm
shit
gonna
like
remember
that.
it.
Yeah.
Bro, just like he finally realized, like, I have the freedom to say whatever the fuck I want in a Disney movie. I'ma fucking do it.
Just everything that Deadpool said verbatim, he just said like, "Nope, I'm going off, boys."
Can I also say one thing too? And this is
Johnny
mostly
would've loved you.
going to the actors. We all, I think we all felt that everyone in this movie was just having a fucking blast, just being in it. Like I felt that energy from fucking everybody. And like I know
Including
Channing
Electro.
Tatum was probably creaming his pants because that finally, like, I'm Gambit, but I'm not in a Gambit movie, but I am Gambit, like
I
in a
am
movie.
Gambit.
And like,
He shot of his dad's ball sack ready.
I think I was born
is-
in this place.
who is your vocal coach?
It's hard to tell.
And even just seeing like, a lot of the heroes that like some of us may have grown up with, and even just like seeing Elektra again, like was very like kind of like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
Jennifer
okay,
Garner
she-
was like wild. That came out of nowhere.
yeah, and like, and then also the same girl from Logan, her grown up and like, actually interacting with like Logan, and like, obviously it's a different version of him, like from multiverse wise, but like, her still kind of continuing that character role that she sort of had even before, and like kind of still like grounding Logan, and like, at the same time, like, just reminding him it's like you weren't the hero that we needed, but like
you were never the hero.
You never the
But
Yeah,
you
you
were
never
there
were.
when you were
Mhm.
needed.
Yeah. And so like I think it really is one of those movies where like, and I know it's like it's just a bit of a minor detail, I guess, in the grand scheme of it, like as far as the whole movie goes, but just feeling that energy of all the people there, loving every minute of just being there and just enjoying, like, just being part of the project. Fucking Henry Cavill was in there for like 5 seconds.
The
And I bet you
Wolverine. Oh, can we talk about
Calvary.
comic accurate?
$10
Wolverine?
like
I was gonna bring that up.
he
too.
must have loved being there too. Like everyone just did. Like
We would
When
loved
the
being
credits
there.
so much
song
better
in
than
your
the
movie-
shit fucks down the street.
When the credit song in your movie is Good Riddance, you know that means everybody there had a good time and were probably crying when it was over.
I mean, also like the credits showing like the other Fox universe movies.
It was just a good send-off period.
Was actually
Yeah.
just. I think this movie was just a literal send off to
I
everything.
forgot your
Fox
name is
did.
Shadows Glock.
I almost forgot about that acquisition too. Like it was
Yeah.
like a couple years ago too, mind you. But like when it kind of it reminded the movie itself reminded me that it's like, look, we got Fox, we got all these guys now.
I mean-
we
I
have
mean,
to
what-
use them somehow.
I mean, forget about like the big Fox logo
Oh
Yeah, the,
in
the Fox
distance,
logo that was just like there in,
in the
void.
background. Yeah,
Also, can I just say this was the best, like most feral we've seen Wolverine.
yeah.
Just
Oh,
him
yeah.
fucking sprinting at the start. Of that
I like how
fight.
this is also the other half of Old Man Logan, because Old Man Logan was kind of in Logan, like the where he died, and then this one was just the other half of Old Man Logan, where he actually let everybody die. So and being sad and all that stuff. So it's
I think
it's
like
the
that
other-
survivor's guilt. as
Yeah,
well.
survivor's
Like,
guilt, yeah.
It is also like kind of I guess I will say truthfully this year at least, and maybe next year I don't know, but like this year is when Disney peaked, like at least for this year alone. There is
with
nothing
one
in my
movie.
opinion with
I mean,
one
just for
movie,
Deadpool
but
alone?
this shit I think is breaking records at the moment. So
Well,
It's like-
be passion of the Christ.
It's
Deadpool beats Jesus Christ.
Well, he
Marvel,
is. Well,
so
he
you're
didn't
saying
beat.
Marvel
he didn't
Jesus
beat,
beat literal Jesus? Is that
Yeah,
what
he
you're
didn't
saying?
beat Jesus. He was already Jesus.
It's very true. That is very true. Let me
something
see.
really quick.
Mhm.
I actually had a little, not a little confession, but like a little thing I thought about while watching this movie, and then when it was finally over. I'll preface this with, I watched Deadpool 1, and then I watched Deadpool 2 3 times. 2 times in the same day, actually, was like...
Really?
So, mind you, that movie I can't watch anymore. Like, I can't watch Deadpool 2 in good conscience and be like, yeah, I can laugh at this. No, I can't. After watching Deadpool 3, I had this weird, like, not weird. I had this revelation where I was like, fuck. I don't think I'm gonna I don't think I'm gonna enjoy this movie on a second watch. Which thinking about it more, yeah, I don't think I could watch it again. Like, as much as I really like that movie, I don't think it's a good second watch, like, in all honesty. Because I don't think I'll have a repeat of, like, not knowing what's happening when seeing the reveals and then seeing Wesley Snipes and going, oh shit, this is happening? What the fuck? And I started freaking out. But after that, going into it the second time probably would be like, I would probably go with people that probably haven't seen it yet and just be like, yeah, I'll just see the reaction. It's probably
Yeah.
just all I would do. I wouldn't really care about watching the movie again. To be
Yeah, I'm
honest.
sorry we couldn't come out to Queens. It's just
That's alright.
I need fucking money. Yeah.
Listen, we'll
And
do
I
it for
have no job.
Spider-Verse.
It'll
Oh,
happen
shit,
soon
yeah.
enough. Yeah, we'll definitely do it for
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse. I'm fucking
Spider-Verse
I'm
is
fucking down.
coming out.
It's coming out next year.
So basically, the movie it was even better than I thought it was going to be for my concluding thoughts. I guess
Absolutely.
like it was a love letter to millennials. It just knew exactly where to hit us. It was relatable in the sense that they at least got writers who like knew how to like relate to the general public as well as just beyond making it believable and just they were. It's like this movie gave us exactly what we wanted while remembering to also be a good story. So, like, it was still good as far as the script goes, while at the same time being pandery, which is not an easy thing to accomplish. You could have movies like, say, like the Mario movie, which some people would argue is too pandery, not enough story, even though it's a fucking Mario movie, whatever. It's the Mario movie, so, like, what does it fucking matter? So, hitting both of those stones, the movie had a lot more heart beyond just being like mindlessly funny than I thought it was going to be. Not I'm sitting here saying it's one of the greatest stories ever told. It very much isn't. It's still very much mindless entertainment a lot of the times, but it still remembered to at least try try to have a continuing narrative rather than just be the mindless schlock that like everybody thought it was going to be, because it's so funny, right? Disney, you know, sort of accomplishes the exact opposite for a lot of people, where people like me stopped watching Marvel movies after Civil War because the plot got so complicated and you had to watch all these shows and all these movies to do it, where it does have a deep labyrinthine lore, but that was what made us stop caring. So you see, it didn't strike the balance of just being pandered to while also just being like deep and having lore and a good story. And Deadpool hits the nail on the head for both while still being simple enough that, like, you know, the common people who don't watch all these movies, like my fucking mom, who's also sick of these movies, or like my dad, who's a comic book or superhero fan but can't follow up with all these stories because he just works and, like, you know, sometimes it's a little too complicated or he doesn't have time to watch all these things, can still get something out of this film. And that's why it, like, broke all these box office records. Not just because it was the most anticipated, but because it actually somehow successfully was able to manage to do everything to live up to that hype. So that's my concluding thoughts on it. Just kudos to Deadpool Wolverine.
Speaking of living up to the hype...
Okay,
much,
my
yeah.
folks are coming with Domino's. I'm good for the rest of the night.
Let's go. Lovely. We just actually wrapped on fucking Fuckpool.
Fuck.
And now it's unless what do you have to, what is your final thoughts about Fuckpool? Please, Chuck.
Good
conclude
movie. Good respect to all the older characters and everything they put into it. It didn't feel like they were out of place. It didn't feel like they were making fun of them. It was just like, hey, they're here. Deal with it. They're just here, and they're a part of the movie. It was just a good send off to the characters.
Yeah.
And a perfect Disney vacation reboot, prime for reboots.
Yep. All I know is that he shot off his daddy's nutsack ready.
That, and also they turned an
Y'all better
entire
stop
movie,
talking or I'm gonna start dealing.
They turned an entire
I'm
movie
sorry.
into a
What is your
punchline.
superpower?
Who is your dialogue coach?
Who
The
is your
Minions?
who is your dialect coach? The Minions? Banana.
That's supposed to be a Cajun accent. I have never. Apparently, I've heard from people that it actually was legit. So I was like,
What?
okay then.
Wasn't it supposed to be like some sort of like Cajun, like French Creole?
Yeah. But
like
it's
a
like
very-
all of those just like just twisted together.
If you ever watched the original X-Men cartoon, he does sound very strange like the entire time. So, like, you know,
Well, also, no straight man would wear what he wore in the X-Men show.
I mean,
Is Channing Tatum not straight?
No, I mean, no.
I mean,
just
if you
have
watch
to,
Bullet
no,
Train,
you
no.
have to watch.
That
No,
was fair. That was
you have to look at some of the screenshots in X-Men '97 and some of the original screenshots. No straight man would ever wear what he wears in that show.
I mean,
That's a
also
pretty gay
Magic
outfit
Mike.
there, bub.
That's pretty. I see you making eggs with that crop top.
Oh God, bub.
Alright.
We did get a few bubs from Logan though, which I did
Yeah.
appreciate.
Bub.
I also
Did
like
say bub.
my favorite thing of the the very first
jumping
trailer
on
of
the bed.
Deadpool was just like, was just the banter, the quick banter between him and Deadpool, which was just like, "You coming with me, Peanut? Look, lady, I'm not interested." It's just like, what the fuck?
Baby knife.
Baby knife.
You can't go fighting looking like that. You look ridiculous.
Put your greasy man tits away, man. What the fuck?
Okay, can we talk about Mary Poppins?
Mary Poppins.
Look, they had a contest for who had the ugliest dog, and that won. But that's not an ugly thing. That's an abomination of cuteness.
Yeah, that I would say so for sure. That dog was definitely ugly. Poor little rat
Nintoonist,
dog.
fuck you.
What? What did I say? What did I say?
That dog's lives matter.
All right, I have a dog. I know.
I have two.
Yeah.
I have one
Dennis
that's
has
outside
a
and
dog.
questioning the decisions he's made.
All right.
Anyways, let's talk about children getting shot.
Yeah, I'm definitely down to talk about children getting shot. I am very much looking forward to seeing children die.
You can't say that online. Nintoonist, you're gonna get canceled by the woke mob.
You said it first, so I don't know why you're.
Shit.
I don't know
Everyone
why
at
you're
Sandy
preaching to me
Hook is
right
gonna
now.
cancel you now.
I'm the coolest.
There's a horrible joke. There's a horrible joke I could have made there, Dennis, and I chose not to do it. So
Just
I
say
just
it
want y'all-
anyways. Who gives a fuck?
Nah, I'm not saying it because that one's
Some of
actually.
us have
This guy thinks he's
integrity.
better than us, guys.
It has
some
nothing to
of
do
us-
with being
some of
better.
us
That
have
one would
integrity.
put me on a fucking list. I'm not trying to.
You're probably on a list anyways. We probably all are.
They all took
My
our social
Chances
security.
are.
They took our social security numbers already.
All right. Sonic.
So
Well,
who
in
cares?
case you're wondering about children getting shot, we're talking about Sonic 3. That's a spoiler for the movie if you've never played the original game.
The one child.
Yeah. Fuck all of you. I'm gonna say what I think first.
Yeah.
This movie can go either way. This could be the best of the Sonic films, which I think it's gonna be, or it could have the potential to be the worst. Because this one has more direct source material than any of the other Sonic movies. And the other ones have a little bit of source material. You know, Sonic 2, is where Tails comes into the picture, and they sort of just decided to mesh, Sonic 3's story in with there, where Knuckles comes in, he's the villain first, he gets tricked by Eggman, Eggman betrays him to get the Master Emerald. It follows the monomyth of those games almost to the letter. And I think that's part of the reason a lot of people like Sonic 2 more, is because it still has its own, sort of movie spin on an original story, while the original Sonic movie was just Sonic. Just this, freak-looking creature in this world of humans.
Don't you
Everyone's
love
what
how
the
this?
fuck? And the second movie, when there's more characters that actually looked like him, it felt more normal. You know what I mean? So, there's that. But this one has direct source material that a lot of the producers have gone on record saying is going to be as faithful to the original as possible. So, I have a feeling it's this one's... You know what I said earlier about Deadpool vs. Wolverine, how it managed to be a good story while, still being very pandery?
Yup.
I think this movie could do that too, but knowing how the Sonic movies are written, or just how, how little sense they make, I have a feeling some of the creative liberties they're gonna take are just not gonna hit. Just like the second movie where they had, the 10-minute long, wedding scene that should have ended as soon as Sonic ruined the wedding, as that was the joke, but then instead they just kept going on with it.
It just seemed like a different movie when that happened.
Exactly. And I already know one crucial difference from that trailer that we all know from seeing it in some creative liberties that they're taking it, for the sole fact that Gerald is still alive.
And that they showed him that early.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting. We'll elaborate on that in a second, but Chuck, please.
Do
What'd
we
you
think Black Doom will be in the movie?
Hell no.
No.
Not a fucking chance in hell.
Sonic called him an alien. He's racist.
I will eat my own cock if Black Doom shows up in this movie. In the theater with Evan and Dennis.
Shadow, pick up the clock. Go and shoot up that school. Shadow, if you press the B button, you can spin dash. Shadow,
Dash like an evil hedgehog.
Shadow, press the B button to light speed dash on a trail rings.
Vote for Trump, Shadow.
Absolutely.
He has Robert F. Kennedy now. Just as the prophecies foretold.
You're a colorful bunch.
Independent has gone to the highest bidder.
Oh, God.
No, there's no shot. They might reference him, if anything, but
well, my biggest thing is they
no.
called him Sonic is a racist and called him an alien.
I mean, Sonic's an alien in that movie.
Well, maybe he's.
Why do you think the
racist.
gun soldiers were chasing him in the fucking original game, Chuck?
Well, who knows?
Because it
Well,
was
no,
dark.
no, no.
Because it was dark, and they thought it was Shadow was Sonic.
It goes to show how stupid they were. First of all, they were racial profiling, and then they saw a different hedgehog who was a completely different color, and they were like, that's the same person! Go get him! Like,
Do you think we'll get Amy confusing Shadow in this movie?
yeah.
I mean, she's rumored to be in the movie, I think.
I'd be kind of shocked if she wasn't. I know Rouge is supposed to be, so...
Yeah.
Oh,
Why
we get
was
to see-
Rouge? Where was the bat
we get to
titties
see-
in that
we get to see-
trailer?
I need mad bat titties.
I need the Corona bat-filled bat titties.
Help.
Dude, it was literally too
Help
soon to COVID. They couldn't show her in the trailer.
So also,
People were gonna get offended.
my favorite
Fuck them.
comment I saw was Big the Cat needs to be in the movie, but not as a character, but just as a background dude, just in the background, just standing there like an idiot.
Can I keep it a
yeah.
stack? They're probably gonna show like what is the fucking Jason Marsden's character's like family. Or his wife, or like his wife's sister, that character that has like a ton of screen time in the second movie for like no reason. What's probably gonna happen is that there's probably gonna be her cat.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna be a literal cat, and the cat's just gonna be named Big. And so like everybody in the audience could just be like, oh, member.
It better be purple.
And then we're gonna see the cat like go to a puddle and
then
fucking
like
throw a fishing rod. And
then
just
like throw a
play with a frog.
We play with a frog.
And then throw a fit because he can't catch the fucking frog. Fuck that frog.
Yeah, they're gonna know what they're doing. They're gonna know what they're doing. So honestly, that's my biggest I guess fear, or should I say, is that obviously this movie is gonna be its own original retelling of it, right? But as far as like the source material went, it was completely faithful up until the post-credit scene of the fucking trailer,
Gerald.
where like it was where Gerald shows up and he's alive. So that was either a fucking flashback scene or like it's just its own spin. Also, by the way, who was that? Was that fucking?
That was Jim Carrey as well.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
That
Yeah,
was.
It was.
It was?
Yeah.
I thought that was the dude from Dumb and Dumber.
No.
Oh, that would have been funny as hell.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I thought it was
funny.
funny. I thought it was what's his name?
No, he's playing.
I know
He's
who
playing
you're
both
talking
Gerald
about.
and Eggman.
Jeff Daniels.
Yeah.
No,
Jeff Daniels. I thought it was Jeff Daniels.
Are you? Yes, Jeff Daniels.
It would have been funny, but like no, it was Jim Carrey. I think
I was thinking about Jeff Bridges for a second.
Yeah, I just looked it up. It was also Jim Carrey, which I guess makes sense. Got to save that budget somewhere, right, Sega?
One thing I find amazing is Jim Carrey was supposed to retire, and then he said the only thing that would bring him back is a script made of gold. I quote, he said that.
So
and
the
I'm
script
like,
is gold?
I guess. Like,
Well, there you go. I'm happy because how are you going to do the Sonic Adventure? How are you going to do the Sonic Adventure story without Eggman?
Also,
it would
He's
be
a pretty crucial spot.
saw-
You would have to
I
do
just-
some serious rewriting to like make that story make sense without him.
it would be the same if they tried to do another Mario movie without Jack Black. It's just not gonna happen. it just will fall flat on its face immediately if it didn't.
I mean, also like
I don't think it's a 1-to-1 correlation because that's just the actor
I think it
coming
is.
back. That's just the actor coming back
though.
to play a character. I'm talking about the character, not just actually.
Can you imagine another Mario movie without Jack Black as Bowser?
I mean, I can't imagine after 2 other movies of Sonic them like suddenly recasting Eggman. They probably just would have written him out of the story if
'Cause
Jim Carrey didn't come
we've
back.
already
so.
seen-
You're right.
We've seen the effects of that where the actor does sort of sometimes like kind of. It kind of sucks that like sometimes a movie could have like a bit of a linchpin when it comes to the actors, because we saw with The Witcher, the moment they took out Henry Cavill, nobody really cared about The Witcher anymore.
nobody gives a shit. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck anymore.
He was the only one, because apparently, I was told, he was the only one who actually played or at least looked at the games.
And the books too.
Yeah.
The guy knew his stuff from front to
I
back.
guess it was books, huh?
If only they had an actor in the fucking Halo show that did that.
If only the Halo show like existed, like in any form, because I don't believe that's a Halo show.
Like, God, Chuck.
Ah, yes, denial.
What's up, Nintoonist?
Nothing at all.
My biggest what
Hang
the
on,
fuck
we have
moment
a
in the
group
trailer.
chat. There we go.
Yeah, you could have just done it there. There you
I'm
go.
sorry, I'll get rid of it in our DMs.
No, I'm.
I will post the nudes right away.
I mean, it might as well be, to be honest.
My biggest
Evan,
what the
go
fuck
ahead.
moment in that trailer was like, did I just see Shadow do the Akira slide? What the fuck? What?
Oh,
I was
yeah.
so confused when that happened. I was like,
Is that the thing with the motorcycle? Where,
yeah,
like,
where they're sliding and looking at the camera. It was very weird because I was like, he's not
That-
even. He wasn't even doing it like. Well, he was doing it correctly, but he was doing it on a fucking rail. And I was like, huh? I thought it was supposed to be a street, and then he went into the sky and then fucking jumped off of it, and I was like, all right, I get.
It's based off some of the original concept art from Shadow the Hedgehog, I believe. Was
Well, no,
was
the
when he
Akira,
does
the
that.
yeah, the Akira slide was done in Akira. The original,
That's
the
why it's
anime
called the
from like
Akira
1980s, thus called the Akira slide. Yeah.
You know, the whole like, leave me alone.
But can we talk about how Shadow's actual functioning jet boosts have done nothing since Sonic Adventure 2?
I actually like screamed internally like like a little schoolgirl when he fucking was doing the stupid like side to side dash,
like the hover roller skates.
The hover roller skates. Yeah.
I always thought it was very like unique that they didn't just make another character run. They're like, okay, this is gonna be an anti-character, like an anti-hero for Sonic, so he should run a little different. How can we do that? Oh, like have him like look like he's rollerblading. I always thought it was way cooler than like.
Yeah, I always thought it was way cooler. Also, another comment I saw that I'm like, that'd be interesting. Was someone's theory was like, Eggman's gonna, not theory. Eggman's gonna betray Sonic at some point, and we haven't seen Metal Sonic yet. I'm like, oh, huh. I don't know how much that would work.
Yeah, because like Metal Sonic wasn't in Sonic Adventure 2 at all. I don't know.
No,
how
he was not.
Him in,
he was not. He was a battle character, but that was about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like we've only seen like he's never really been like an antagonist for a game until Sonic Heroes. So
by the way, little side note, has anybody watched the Knuckles show?
I actually haven't.
I actually haven't either.
I watched it. It's almost like a fever dream in one of the episodes.
Why's that?
I'm not joking. Okay, so you know, a little spoiler territory for the show. The show is about Knuckles and mainly the human character Wade, right?
Yes.
You know, there's an entire episode dedicated to Wade discovering his inner power, and it's done through the spirit world with like whatever the fuck, like the older Knuckles looking character, like a Echidna looking character with like the mustache.
Mm-hmm.
It's done in a rock ballad, like musical.
Excuse me, come again in my ears, but in my ears?
And it's so fucking weird, because he's like, it's like, he's singing. Everybody's singing in that scene. And there's like and it's like an actual like musical where like little creatures come out that are like dressed, you know, that are actual props. And I'm like, am I in the right show? What's happening right now?
That's actually, I love that.
And it's really funny because Knuckles was not in that episode like at all. Like it was all about Wade and stuck in this cage, like getting zapped over and over again, going back to the spirit world.
What is with them and just like being like, look, it's Sonic the Hedgehog, and having 10-minute scenes of like the fucking real characters that nobody paid to see.
But honestly, there was this really cool scene. Because okay, even funnier, Wade Whipple's fucking parent. I can't remember the actress's name, but she calls Knuckles Knuckles because she's Jewish.
Oh Christ,
Knuckles. But the reason why I like that episode where they introduce her is because they have a whole scene where it's like Knuckles is learning because she thinks she's like, oh, he must be Jewish because his name is Knuckles. It's like whatever. They have this whole scene where like he's guarding a candle and they're doing this whole round robin like shot of Knuckles fighting people while like defending this candle, and it's just really cool because it's just doing this like tracking shot around the candle while everybody's fighting in the background. You know, it's like it's pretty cool. The show has some weirdly cool elements and weirdly dumb elements, like bafflingly so.
Wow, I'll definitely have to give it a shot. It's unfortunate.
It's honestly a very good show.
It's just unfortunate that Paramount Plus is like.
It's like the worst service known to man.
It's so laggy and bad. Like, watching Danny Phantom on that shit was like trying to rip each one of my individual nut hairs out, like, one at a time. It's glitchy, it overlays the ads play over the show. Like, when you try to close out the app, the ad is still fucking playing. Like, It's so laggy, like, the Fire Stick app is terrible. But, like, I think we gotta stop fucking around here, boys, and, like, everybody just relax. Let's get to the real fucking shit. Are they gonna reference the Sonic Fandub at any given point during this movie?
No.
Do you think they're gonna do it?
No.
What?
Are they gonna reference Christian?
I miss my wife, Tails. I'll see you later.
No, shut up. You gotta do like this. You gotta. I miss my wife, Tails.
Yeah.
If you say please stop one more time, I'm going to piss my own ass.
Knuckles, I'll meet you behind the Denny's parking lot.
Oh my god. Dude.
We'll meet to sell weed behind the Denny's.
You know, okay.
My favorite, extra mayonnaise.
And then she fucked the world because her Jussie was not even pleased enough, so she had to hold herself down and become the biggest thought the world has ever seen. I'm logging off.
No, and one of because okay, enough snatching. My favorite. Okay, I'm just gonna say this once. My favorite Sonic 06 scene. My favorite Sonic 06 scene was Eggman's got a lease, and he's like, "How many times have I captured you?" I feel like it's gonna be at least 18.
So there, when I think of the Sonic
Train of
fandom,
thought.
man, when
Sonic
I think of the Sonic
fandom
fandom,
fucked us up.
it fucked me up because now every time I like see anything related to Sonic Adventure 2, I just immediately think of just yeah, of just like, you know, all the memes. I don't even think of the story anymore. I just think of memes.
It's both for the culture and ruined the culture at the same time, didn't it, Evan?
I mean,
Did
the only thing
Snapcube have a cultural impact?
The only thing I remember from the original game was like the original dialogue was just Sonic cutting off Shadow while he was talking.
I'll make you eat those words.
I'll make you eat those words.
Actually, okay, who wants to be Shadow?
I Oh no, there's also another meme that I remember where fucking like where it's like
Yeah.
Sonic was saying something. I can't remember what exactly the meme was, but it's essentially like Shadow started reciting the Bible because he said like, "Oh yeah, if you really like think that, start reciting the Bible and
Japanese."
Like and he started reciting in Japanese. Did you stop breathing too?
That's from Jet.
That's from Jet.
Dude's
Yeah.
name.
Oh my god.
Damn, bitch, you need the whole damn roll.
He did.
There's one meme where Sonic and Amy goes like, "Sonic, I'm wet. Do you need a towel?
Do you need a towel?
Damn,
Yeah.
bitch, you need a whole roll."
My other favorite was I remember showing this to Nintoonist. Fucking like, hey Sonic, why don't you come back and eat what my mom made? What's that? Me? You mean like vor? And he just fucking smacks him.
And so, birthed from the critical pillar.
And
I am
Eggman's
Hot Topic.
Twitter account.
Have a nice fall, you stupid bitch.
What the fuck? Is that Shadow's dick?
I fucked your wife, Eggman.
I fucked your wife.
Is this podcast just turning into our favorite Snapcube moments?
Yeah.
Because if we want to talk about Snaptude,
the
we're going to need to
culture.
talk about Claire. You need to return your books to the library.
Library.
Where'd she go? Where did she go? Claire. Floppy feet. Are we in Floppy Feet's mind?
The Sonic Adventure 2 Fandub was the greatest video put on the internet until Kratos has had enough. Then it reclaimed. Then that one took over the throne as the greatest video ever put on the internet. If y'all haven't seen that video,
I think my favorite video of all time right now, at least in terms of Sonic memes and shit, is from Lythero, the Silver campaign.
Yes.
That
Anything
video
like
is-
Darrow.
Is chef's kiss. Mainly because he's playing Sonic 06, and in between, he managed to do this, finish one campaign in Sonic Adventure 2, the hero campaign, in
While
the
6
loading
was
screens of 6.
God.
And of course,
So-
going off like Darrow, I try to go golden. Gold this.
Gold this.
Not the Nokia. That's cheating.
Now it's just become Lythero. Okay. No, but
Yeah.
honestly, that video's peak. That video's peak. Like, actually. So stupid.
Has anyone played Ring Racers?
What racers?
Ring Racers.
No.
So nobody knows about that Sonic Mario Kart game they made.
Are you talking about Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing?
Moving on.
What?
Nintoonist is not
Okay
educated.
then.
Well, alright then.
I thought was it something I said?
No,
Were you
there's
talking about
a
something
fan made Sonic Mario
Oh.
Kart game out there called Robotnik's Ring Racers.
else? Never heard of it.
Nope.
Well, sucks to be you, bozo. I'm hopping on Fortnite now.
Okay.
Good day.
I'm going
Is
to
that the gritty
Tilted
on ice?
Towers.
Okay.
that the guy from Fortnite?
When would we get Sonic at Fortnite?
We're not getting Mario in Fortnite, so.
This is
Yeah.
a game theory video.
Yeah.
God.
I don't know. My only thoughts is that this movie has the potential. I think it's going to be the best one because it has very clear source material to go off of. But because it's weird. It's like a little like double. It's like a double-edged sword, right? It has a lot of source material to go off of, but at the same time, that means there's also just like that also means there's more risk that they'll fuck it up. Because the source material is way more treasured to way more people, as opposed to being a little bit more interpretive like the original games, like they base more off of Sonic 2. Even though
Like,
that had like
Gerald
pretty
being
clear
a
source
fucking war
material
criminal.
too. Yeah, but this one has like a much more direct thing. Yeah, so the fact that Gerald was still alive already, it was just lets me know they're taking some creative liberties.
I saw a wild rumor that this movie is going to be PG-13. I was like, okay, I don't know where they're going to fit in that one F-bomb, but you know,
We need
like
Shadow. We're gonna have
Or
Shadow
that one
looking-
scene where Shadow's gonna shoot up a mall or something.
No,
Yeah, like-
we have Shadow looking for that. Where's that damn fourth
Chaos.
Chaos Emerald? No, Nintoonist, give me your best. Give me your best one, Nintoonist.
My best what?
Shadow.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
Maria, thank you.
Where is the fourth Chaos Emerald?
Just the way I remember him saying it a little higher in the original game.
Yeah.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
I just remember from watching like Daryl videos of just Shadow just dying and Shadow. He's like, damn, not here.
It's so funny. Like, despite having a very low voice, I cannot do Shadow the Hedgehog. I can't do a good Shadow
It's more,
impression.
it's more breathy than you think it is. Like,
Yeah.
the fact that Keanu Reeves as well, like who we all love and cherish, we all love our boy Keanu Reeves.
I love
You
John
know,
Wick
for
the
a second,
Hedgehog.
I almost didn't hear him in the movie.
No,
I almost
I didn't
did
either.
not
I
hear
think
him.
he's legit the right person to do it. I think that's the right like celebrity. I think Keanu Reeves. I mean, Shadow is just fucking John Wick. It's more.
yeah.
It's more than a
Obviously,
meme. It just like actually lines up. Maybe the voice is halfway there, but like I just feel
Just-
like Keanu's just a good fit. Period.
Don't kill Shadow's dog. Okay? Just
That's all
whatever
you
you
require.
do, just don't kill his dog.
Maria's
Yeah, I mean,
fine,
you'll be
just not his
fine.
dog.
John wasn't even that pissed, like, when it, like, before his dog died. I mean, Shadow's just already pissed.
Shadow
already
will
pissed
literally
on the
drop a
moon.
space station on the fucking planet.
I also
Like,
like
he
how
Are you saying that he feels like Maria is his dog? Is that what you're trying to get at right now, Dennis?
Maria is his bitch, okay? Full stop.
Sonic, he started
Shadow-
from where you were. Yeah, okay.
Is Shadow a pedophile?
Where you had family, he lost it.
Ain't Shadow younger than Maria anyway?
I was gonna say, like,
Yeah, I thought he
think he's-
was.
Shadow's like literally a month old or something.
Yeah, I know, but he
Ex-
just like
He
when
was grown.
when he was birthed from the critical pillar, like the second he shot out of his daddy's dick, like he
was ready.
he was ready. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. He basically came out as like a begrudged like. He basically just like popped out of his daddy's dick like a begrudged old man, essentially, because he already like popped out sounding like this,
He was mentally 40 already. Like,
and so birthed from the critical pillar.
Can we just talk about Gerald thought the Bio Lizard was the ultimate life form? Will we get
no,
Bio
he was-
Will we get Bio Lizard?
that's what I was wondering. Are we gonna get Bio-Lizard?
The whole thing is that even he realized, like, a fucking lizard, really?
No,
For the
I heard
ultimate
some
life form?
people say that
Like, that
he
is
thought,
stupid. That's why he was the prototype, and that's like
like he brushed his teeth one night and went to bed. He just was like under the sheets like one night, just kind of like,
Damn, a
yeah, I
lizard.
don't think a lizard's it, bro. Like he's
and then
having a
just, like,
conversation with himself, like, yeah, I don't think it's it.
woke up in like a cold sweat in the middle of the night, was like, hedgehogs!
I got it. Hedgehogs.
Yes! This is an original and unique
Wait,
idea.
not just any hedgehog. Rocket Boots hedgehog.
Who can teleport?
Black hair, jet boots. Oh my god!
honey, your mascara's on fleek, but we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Ooh, I like yo. Why you got hot sauce on your head? cuz?
Jet
That hot
boots,
shit on your head,
black
cuz.
fur, loves Latinas. He's in. He's in it.
He's like me for real.
You weren't supposed to hear that part. Pretend he said nose up.
Rouge, what if you were like human and had blonde hair?
I cannot wait for this movie.
And my social security is 69.
And the very fact that it's during Christmas season or Christmas week.
God, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
You want to know what else is going to be a good Christmas movie? Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
My eyes widened at like any of the possibilities, and that was it. All right.
What is this man gonna say?
I mean,
He
if
said-
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 will be a Christmas movie.
I'd like Matt Pat to have a
So
bigger
you have
role
the
in
choice
the
of
next movie.
either watching Sonic 3 this Christmas or Five Nights at Freddy's.
Would you guys do a double feature?
No.
I wouldn't.
Five Nights at Freddy first, and then Sonic the Hedgehog.
Hell no. What the fuck?
It's just boy things.
I mean, yeah.
The Faz Hog.
Shadow the
Hang
Five
on.
Nights.
5 Nights of Shadow.
Five Nights of Shadows.
He just talks about Maria and how like trauma ridden he is.
Yeah, and then he's just
For
gonna
five.
he's gonna
then he
rape
just
your
shoots
corpse.
you. And then he just shoots you.
Maria.
I want to pee on it.
Chaos.
Chaos Swiss roll.
Anybody else have any THOTS's about this movie? No?
I'm the coolest.
Alright. That seems like a good enough place as any to wrap. Well,
Yeah.
Shadow's cool. That's my closing thoughts.
have you seen his dick?
Yes, it's big
Who's
and
that
black.
fake hedgehog?
That
All
would
the
be
Latinas-
crazy if they actually overlap the dialogue in the movie. I would. That's something I could actually realistically see them doing as a reference.
Can you imagine,
That's
though?
very much part of the culture.
Fucking Shadow in the movie, like, gets a Latina love interest, and like, she like slowly starts to bring him like back to the light, and like kind of tells him like, yeah, this isn't it. Your whole revenge fantasy and everything. Like, this isn't it. Like,
I just realized, is that where the meme comes from? Isn't like Maria like traditionally like a Latin? is that where that shit
honestly,
comes from?
honestly, it was just a meme where it was just like, no, Sonic, I just like Latinas, and he fucking just jets off. Like, that was the actual meme. Like,
He's based for that. He's pretty fucking based. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure we'll be talking about it more before it goes out. We're almost at an hour and a half at this point. I don't want to spend my
we're
entire
almost
life
also at
editing this.
September now.
Yeah,
August took forever to fucking end. Well,
yeah.
we're gonna have a new president elect by the time this movie is out.
I don't like that thought. I don't know why, but I just don't like that thought vehemently.
I'm sorry. Do you think people's attention spans are going to be too away from the Sonic movie? Because if you ask me, I think it's the perfect relief that the country is going to need. Oh, I just love Latina Sonic. Based. All right, well, that's pretty much going to do it. I don't know if Chuck is still here. He might have dipped to go to the gym. Chuck, if you're here, don't say anything. All right. You can find ChargeinChuck at all of his socials. I'll throw them up on screen just like I did last week. Yeah, follow him on YouTube, on his Twitch to check out the Streets of Chuck tournaments,
I'm
the
here.
NASB 2 tournaments, which I play. And here you go. Why don't you you do the plugs? I
Hello,
thought you
my
I thought you
name-
died.
No, that was a Domino's. Sorry,
Did
bro.
the dominoes make you die? Did you get into a dominoes coma?
Perhaps. Anyways, hello, my
I
name
won't
is
tell.
ChargeinChuck. I'm on YouTube at ChargeinChuck YT and Twitch.tv ChargeinChuck. You can catch me playing Kingdom Hearts, Yakuza, NASB 2, whatever I'm feeling. I'm just a guy. I'm just a little guy. I do whatever I'm feeling.
little guy.
I'm just a
Just
little
a
guy who
little
loves
guy.
bat titties.
I'm just a guy who loves bat titties, Sonic.
Do guys love this? Do guys really love this kind of figure anymore?
Evan, do you do anything?
No. I just exist in the ether.
You know, sometimes that's all you need out of life.
Yep.
That's all you need. Yeah, this is a Double D Experience. You can follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, not Google Podcasts anymore because it doesn't exist. You can check us out on youtube.com/Nintoonist, where you can like this video, comment on the video, and subscribe to it. And be sure to share it around with your friends and tell your friends about the podcast if you liked it. Let us know if you want more, movie roundtables like this. I promise you, when I'm not like
Even
having
though
like a
we
vein
yapped
pop out of my
about everything
forehead.
but the movie.
Yeah, pretty much. And I promise next time I won't have a vein popping out of my forehead from shit beforehand that'll like fucking distract me. But all in all, I think this went just about as well as it could have. It's not the Double D Experience if you don't veer off topic for like a solid 15 minutes
Hour.
at least.
Or an hour.
At least.
Wow,
Hello, everybody. Remember to piss on the moon. I'll see y'all whenever next.
Yeah.
ChargeinChuck is out.
Nintoonist is out.
We.
I want to fuck Rouge.